Hello! In this video I'm going to talk about three things. One is some grenade tips, one is the importance of power weapons on Countdown Rumble Pit, and the third is a theory on whether lag affects the way bloom works, and I think it might. The first two parts are pretty elementary, so if you only want to hear the third part, then I've labeled what time it's at, so you can just skip straight to that. Okay, and the first part of this game is really boring, so I'm just going to play for you some music that I made using FL Studio, also known as Fruity Loops. It's only about 20 seconds long. Alright, so that was that, and it's just a little preview of something that I have yet to finish, so hopefully there'll be more coming from that later. Alright, now to the game. Alright, so right here, notice I nade against the wall here, and one thing you want to notice, I'm going to kill this guy, another guy comes to the left. This is the nade tip. Nade against the wall there, just look at the wall and throw the nade. And if you watch, I do this again in about 10 seconds here. If you notice, I watch my radar, and a lot of time in Rumble Pit, and any other game type where you have radar, I don't even watch my screen a lot of the time when I'm walking around. I literally just watch my radar, so I know, and because it's more useful than your screen most of the time. That guy got me with that fusion crate. Pretty unfortunate there. I like being pink. Being pink makes people think that you're a girl and that you suck, and then you like 5-shot them and they're like, what the heck is going on? You're like, yeah, Triznich. Biatch. Triatch. Triznich. Okay, and I think this is about the point when I remembered I had sprint, because I've been playing a lot of no sprint settings, some of the new MLG no sprint settings. And this is where it starts to become apparent that sword and shotgun are the two most important weapons on Countdown. If you remember at the beginning of the game, I got killed by a guy that came up the lift and sworded me. And then, just then, I got killed by a sword again. Usually, when you get on big sprees, it'll be because you have one of those two weapons on Rumble Pit on Countdown. Because anything else, it's really just too luck-based, like you're coming up to try and... The only way that it's easy to get kills with DMR is if you clean up other people's kills, like I'm trying to do here. The guy I killed in window was a cleanup. This guy, somebody else steals this from me. And it's especially true with bloom, because if you've already been shooting at somebody, then your bloom is expanded, and the other person that's trying to clean it up, their bloom is tiny, so they can get that headshot more easily than you can if you are the one that shot the other person first. Makes it even more important than it used to be in other Halo games to steal kills. So here I say, oh sweet, I get the sword now. Alright, and sword and sprint is a great combo, because you can just run up and you can sword while you're still sprinting. You can hit the sword button and lunge while you're still sprinting. This guy almost ninjas me. It's a frightening moment. And for those of you that might not know, a ninja is where you jump backwards over somebody's head and just bash them without ever turning around to look at him. See, right there, I noticed that guy had shotgun, so I know he's the biggest threat, and that's why I turned and hit that guy first. Otherwise, he would have killed me, and I wouldn't have gotten that double kill. Also, it's good to work from the perimeter of a fight inward. Like, you have like 4 people in a cluster that are fighting. It's good to work from the perimeter inward, because if you try to go and kill people that are at the center first, then you leave yourself open to the guys at the perimeter that are looking at you. Now I know the guy that just shot at me had shotgun, so I don't rush at him here. I let him kind of come to me, try and sprint to get away from that grenade. I see him stop moving my radar right there. If you want to go back and check, that he stops moving on my radar, and so I know he has to be waiting there for me, which is why I don't like run through. And I think, let's see, it's about this time, pretty soon here, you'll see me start to make my comeback. You see this guy has 17 kills, I have 12, and at some point I realized that what I'm doing isn't working and I need to change something. And that's when I make my realization about the bloom no lag. It's coming up pretty soon. Concussion rifle is actually an underrated weapon on Countdown. It can be really useful, especially in countering the other two weapons. The other two power weapons. Oh, shoot. What did I do here? Okay, never mind. It's fine. I thought I might have like fast forward through the rest of the video or something. Anyways, it's right about here that I start realizing that bloom might be different in a laggy game. See, I know it's laggy because my shot doesn't hit that guy, and he should have died. Okay, and here's my theory with bloom and lag, is that in a laggy game, I'm starting to think that it calculates your bloom based on where your bloom would have contracted to at the time that the bullet actually registers and hits them. So you shoot somebody, it takes like 0.3 seconds for their shields to light up, and in that 0.3 seconds, I'm thinking that like the game thinks that during those 0.3 seconds, your bloom is still contracting, and then it calculates the where the shot goes based on that. Based on where your bloom would be at that time, like after that delay. So basically what that boils down to is you might be able to spam more in a laggy game. So you might be able to just fire faster if it's a laggy game. Because I've heard people say this. One time I was 1v1ing a guy, and he beat me, and I had host. And he said that he realized at the beginning of the game that I had host, so he just started spamming. And maybe that's a reason that he beat me, is because I didn't even realize that he was spamming that hard, because his shots seemed to be registering. I get a little triple there, and I had a frenzy, and here that's 24-24. This guy gets in, comes in and beats me. Alright, I beat him. And then I talk trash and I smack bodies, but I also let everybody know that I'm cool with everyone. So yeah, that's it. That's my new theory on bloom and lag, is that in laggier games you can spam more because it doesn't calculate the shot until that shot registers. And let me know in the comments section if you think this is right, if you think this is wrong. I've heard tons of different things. Some people think you can spam more on LAN. Some people think you can spam more online. I tend to agree with the second part more, because I think that on LAN everything works pretty much the way it should. Although bloom is still a major luck-based factor. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe if you want. Peace out.